Me and my older sister had moved into the flat during the winter, a little before Christmas, and were very excited as it was our first experience in our own place. We had stayed there one night already, so the next night we decided to start to decorate the way we'd like. I moved all the furniture and got the paint ready. It was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was dark, with it being winter. There was a large window in the front room. Our view was the back of a graveyard, not a very pretty sight. All of a sudden I looked at my sister and she was staring through the window with a look of shock on her face, unable to speak.
I looked at what she was looking at and I truly felt sick to the stomach.
It was a man who seemed to be bobbing around outside our window, face porcelain white with a bald head, but wasn't looking at us, just around the room.
Eyes black inside, unhuman-like. We screamed and ran out the back of the flat. At first, it didn't occur to us that this could be a ghost.
We just thought it was a man trying to break in. We took a further look outside where he was. When we got inside and went around the front where he was, he'd gone. The strange thing is that our front window was at least 8 feet from the ground.
Nobody could reach that standing up. We went back inside. That night I must have suspected something as I slept in my sister's room.
We were woken up at around 5:20 in the morning to the most horrible scream I'd heard in my life. It dragged on, sounded in pain. While we jumped up from the bed, ran straight out the front door. We haven't even been back to collect our stuff. The man who lived in the flat above us said he'd often heard screaming and strange things. He had 2 dogs and he said they would often chase something that wasn't there. Anyway, we decided to do some investigating on the flat, asking neighbors if anything had happened in the flat. Most of the street seemed to know what had happened. 3 years before we moved in, a father and son lived in this flat. The son was 27 and had depression. He stabbed his father to death in the early hours of the morning before stabbing himself, but this failed, so he threw himself out of the window. Nobody lives there now.